Developing situation in Dallas. Jerry Jones has made a decision on Mike McCarthy already, and we explain it all as we get into it. Now 1-2 on the season, the Cowboys have problems. Does Mike McCarthy? John Machota, postgame, getting up with Jerry Jones, talking to the media. Look what he said. Jerry Jones asked about upgrading the roster, said he doesn't think that's an issue. Quote, I like our personnel. Interesting. Why? Because Ed Warder, who's covered this team for decades, said Jerry Jones on if this loss seemed not as demoralizing as last week with that blowout to the Saints. Said, quote, no, I'm very disappointed that we got beat today. Very disappointed. And you can't in any way sugarcoat the fact that we got beat. And there were parts of the way we got beat that were really areas we've got to get a lot better on. But Jerry just told us that he likes the roster. So what does that mean? Demarcus Lawrence might point this out. Take a look at what he said. This is a problem. Quote, we've got the guys to do it. So that ain't the problem. I wonder what that means. It's just about all bleeping doing it. Once we get out of playing Little League football and getting back on playing pro football, we'll be all right. Well, that is an indictment on the head coach, isn't it? Meanwhile, Saturday night, the Sporting News with this story here, and this tells it all. Will the Cowboys fire Mike McCarthy? And battle coach would be on the hot seat if Dale starts 1-2. And here's why. They are 1-2, but here's why. People forgot McCarthy's in the final year of the contract. Jerry Jones decided not to extend him. So right now he's playing it out regardless. The Cowboys would be on the hook for no money if they fire him. There's 14 games left. Should Dallas fire McCarthy midseason, there'd be little cost to Jones to turn the page in the coaching search. Chris Canty's going to explain what happens when you have a coach like this, on a team like this, that is coaching without an extension. Take a listen to this.
Every time they lose a game, every time there's a coaching gaffe, like the one we saw by Mike McCarthy at the end of the first half when they're trying to position themselves for a field goal, he ends up taking a delay of game penalty. Every time something like that happens, the first thing that we're going to do is talk about the potential replacements for Mike McCarthy in Dallas.
And that's the problem. And Jerry allowed this to happen, set this up intentionally. In fact, here's Canty on why this matters. Listen.
We're not having that conversation if Jerry Jones decides to give Mike McCarthy a contract extension.
But wait, because this team is imploding internally. You got to see this as we continue on. Presented by X Golf, X Golf WPB on Instagram. Changing golf forever. X marks the spot. Jerry Jones postgame headed to the locker room. Take a look at his body language. Take a look at the distance everyone is giving him. That is a man who clearly is not pleased. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott, on his way to the locker room, I want you to listen closely to what he says. He's having a meltdown. Look at this. Jump off if you want to. Please, 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 he said. Jump off if you want to. Please, please, please. They got problems here. Speaking of problems, CD Lamb on the sideline. What is this?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
That's his quarterback he's talking to.
Challenging the mental toughness. And
what in the world
about the frustration
is this meltdown? He just got paid. He fumbled that ball, changed the momentum of this game. Now they're 1-2. Meanwhile, this could be the most disturbing part of all. Micah Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence, this situation on the sideline actually got ugly. Take a look at this.
Yeah,
look at here.
0-3 in the last 3 home games, including the
look at Parsons.
And you can see very upset on the sideline.
And Lawrence isn't having it. Keep in mind, Parsons postgame said we need guys to stop playing like Superman, stop trying to be Superman, start being a team guy. But wait, coaching change rumors are now real as we continue on. Presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com, home of honest, reliable service since 1970. Take a look at some of this from Twitter. This is telling. Take a look here. We got a bunch here, including Jeffrey, who says bringing Mike McCarthy back was an awful mistake. Someone replied and said, as was hiring in the first place. But wait, because Cohn came with this. He says he wants to be disappointed in the Cowboys. But I knew this season was a wash the second Mike McCarthy was kept after the Packers playoff game. Mind you, with no extension. PK Subban, who works for ESPN, hockey analyst, former NHL star. Can the Dallas Cowboys please hire Bill Belichick? Damn, he says. Then everything goes. Continues on. Countdown to the Belichick rumors. Well, guess what? That didn't take very long because here comes Troy Parker right now. And Troy Parker says he'll be the head coach in 2025 for the Cowboys, if not sooner. And the story, by the way, shows you right there, Mike McCarthy not expected to get extension. In fact, as you know, he did not get the extension. But wait, because Bill Belichick has officially entered the chat. You heard what I said. Presented by Twin Peaks. Each drink Scenic Views, your 29-degree beer, and UFC Fight Headquarters is Twin Peaks. Adam Schefter with the story broke the news, and it is real. Adam Schefter said, and we'll get to the bottom, those who know Belichick best say that despite his burgeoning media resume, Coach would like to return to coaching in 2025. He wants to coach still, but only in the right situations with good jobs, they say. Well, it's interesting you say that. What would Bill Belichick think of the Cowboys and what they have and who they are? How would that work out? Take a listen to what Bill Belichick said and the comparisons that he made. Look at this.
You know, Rice in Montana, Lamb and Prescott, very similar conversations.
Wow, that is a comparison. The question is on the board. Question, what will happen with Mike McCarthy? Jerry has already made his decision. When you cancel a streaming service like HBO Max, you still get the rest of the month. You don't worry about it. Then when it's about to expire, you can renew it if you so choose. Jerry Jones has decided that Mike McCarthy is listed as day to day, literally day to day. So what's going to happen with McCarthy is this. He'll be evaluated day by day. As they continue to have these problems on the sideline and in the locker room, you see that this man has lost this team. Expectations high, return low. 1-2. Keep in mind, the last 3 games, they trailed at halftime at home by 20 points, 19 points, and yesterday by 15 points. McCarthy is not going to be back next season. He very well may not finish this season. We have to see how bad it gets in Dallas, because if we see more hijinks like this, Mike McCarthy will be gone at little to no cost to Jerry Jones. Hit subscribe, hit like on this video, comment, reply to almost all of those, and watch the other videos. And remember, kids, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Say goodnight to the bad guy. See you back here on Wednesday.